This is Anthony Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Pursue Fitness, and I've tracked him down finally. Anthony Crolla, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you, really good. Just here today, obviously with Dylan, who's on the undercard, very proud to have him on the undercard. It's a great little card as well, so busy man Friday night with him. And then what I'm doing then, yes, I think I'm passing up for another fight, and then I'm putting the suit on, I'm putting the whistle on, and I'm on the punditry, so yeah, good night for us Friday night, a busy night anyway.
Talks about this Dylan training him now. How does this all come about?
What happened was Dylan was a family friend. 18 months ago, he had his first professional fight. He'd not had a big amateur career. He did around 20 amateur fights, and he couldn't carry on boxing due to work commitments. And then, you know, he asked me would I be able to help him out a bit if he gets back into boxing. And I said to him, I said, listen, you know, let me see you in the gym 6 to 8 weeks. And see if he's serious about it, and fair play, it was probably more than 8 weeks he was there, so I thought I had to give him a bit of time, and I said after LA I start spending a bit of time with him, and I did, and he's trained hard and he's always willing to learn. And Dylan, listen, there's a lot of lads on that table who had a lot more amateur experience than him, so a lot more talented than him, but he's the kind of kid who'll get the most out of what he's got. He really does work hard, so you know what I mean, I'm very happy to help him. And like I said, now might not be the most talented, but it'll go a lot further than a lot of those lads. Not a lot of those lads on the table. I'm not going to get them but a lot more talented lads because of how hard he works.
Early doors yet, but you've just mentioned how far he can go. What are your initial thoughts as to that?
I'm not putting anything on it. It's one fight at a time. Like I say, he's had around 20 amateur fights. It's his second fight in 18 months. So we'll just take it one step at a time, but he's sparring with some good lads, picking up valuable experience, and you know, doing well as well. So we'll see. Like I say, we'll take it one fight at a time. Obviously, the first, I'm not going to start talking titles, but obviously we start off on your central areas, lots of move English titles and stuff like that. You know, I believe we can do that, but there's no pressure on the lad. I'm enjoying it, and he's enjoying it.
Let's go through the card and start off with Anthony Fowler-Rose versus Fowler-Rose. And what are your thoughts on that one?
Great fight, man. Great fight. And I've got a lot of time for both lads. Are you okay? Obviously, I go way back with Brian. I probably knew Brian 20 years or something. And I like both lads, and I think it's a fantastic fight. And I'm not one to sit on the fence, but it is just one of them who, if Brian, you know, he looks really well. And I've seen him in the gym actually when we had Dylan sparring down there the week he does. He looks fantastic. And Ant's got a point to prove over last time out, but I think he'll be a better fighter from the Fitzgerald fight. It's honestly, it is a brilliant fight, and you know, I'm really looking forward to that, and I think I'm going to have the best seat in the house as a pundit.
You got the likes of Lewis Ritson, who was originally meant to face Joe Hughes before he pulled out with an injury.
That was a fantastic fight. That would have been a hell of a fight. That would have been a war. I've sparred with both lads actually, but when I sparred with Joe, he was an amateur, he was a teenager, but he's always been an handful, very good with the left hand. Everyone knows what he comes through to box, it's unbelievable. And obviously Lewis, he was absolutely flying, and then he's just looking to build momentum again, but that couldn't help but be a great fight. You know, stylistically both lads were going to throw forward, throwing the big shots, and it would have been interesting.
I mean, obviously the likes of John Doherty, Thomas Assomba, and John Harding Jr., etc. Cares everyone.
You know, the lads you mentioned there's Jack Cullen, John Harding Jr. That's going to be a war. That is going to be a war. Sean McGoldrick, I'm a big fan of Sean. He's a great lad, very level-headed, and I think I'm looking forward to him as well tomorrow night.
Now, what is Anthony Crolla up to with himself these days? We're waiting for news as to whether or not he's returning.
No, I will return. I don't know when just yet, but I will return. I've enjoyed myself, as you can probably see by the head on me. I'm a few pounds heavier. But I'm not like super unfit. I'm always sort of taking over doing something. It's just
retirement fighter, welterweight.
Just gone to the old head scene. I've just been away as well, so every day. So that's my excuse. But I'll be back, you know, down to lightweight. But I'm not sure the date just yet, but I will be back later in the year. And yeah.
Joe's spoken about that comeback. It will almost probably be your last fight in his opinion. Is that the way that you see it?
There's a good chance. Listen, I don't want to say just yet. You know what? Because I never want to be one of those guys that one last fight. But you know, there's a good chance it will be.
What type of opponent will you be looking to go in with?
Decent fight. I don't just want an opponent to boost my ego or like that, or like a testimonial. I want to be involved in a proper fight. But it's we'll see. Like you say, we'll see what names get popped up. I've genuinely not thought about who, or I just know it'll be someone decent, and then obviously we'll both have good notice. So it's just one of them, isn't it? I don't want to fall into the trap of let's have another run and being in the game for another few years. As much as I love it, I know it's not the right thing to do.
Since the defeat to Vasyl Lomachenko, you've had time to reflect on it. What have you thought about it? How many times have you watched it back?
Yeah, I've watched it. Well, I've watched it a handful of times. It's one of them. My little boy's a Lomachenko fan now. He beat his dad up. But no, listen. I sometimes think should have tried to put it on him from the very start rather than box off him for a few rounds. But I could have easily been knocked out earlier. So just one of those things. He was just that good. The best fighter I've ever been in the ring with, without a doubt. And you're seeing your pride, but it weren't the nicest finish, but it looked a lot worse than what it was. And listen, I went in there prepared the best I possibly could on the night. I would have wanted to give it so much more, but he caught with a fantastic shot, and that's that. But I'm not carrying any scars or like that from the Lomachenko fight.
Luke Campbell will now step in with Vasyl Lomachenko. What chance do you give Luke?
Listen, I think for 3-4 rounds, I think Luke's going to look to box on the move. There's no denying Luke's a world-class boxer, world-class amateur, great amateur. I won't be, and I think if stylistically he's much better suited to have success against Lomachenko than I am, and I think he'll have a little bit of success. I think he'll be keeping it long, look to drive that backhand up, and obviously there's a big height advantage. However, I do believe that Lomachenko will start cutting off the ring. I mean, it all depends how aggressive Lomachenko comes out, but I think he'll look to box with him for 3-4 rounds, sort of, not to be disrespectful, but to sort of set himself that challenge. I think he's that good, right? Thinks, right, well, 2 Olympic gold medalists, 2 world-class boxers. I'll look to outbox him first, and then I'll look to start getting to him. And I think around 7-8 rounds, he will get to Luke. But, I wish him all the best, I really do. He'll come in well prepared. I'm sure Shane will have a great game plan. I think he'll look to move and use those advantages, but I do believe Lomachenko will catch up at some point.
Would you go do some sparring with him if he asked?
With who?
With Luke.
With Luke. If he asked, yeah, I probably would, but I think it'd be pointless because I'm very little like Lomachenko. But like I said, he's not going to be. My phone's not going to be ringing for tips about Lomachenko because we're both very different stylistically.
Well, Anthony Crolla, I appreciate your time as always. Thanks for speaking to Boxing Social.
Good to see you. Good to see you.